So it is time to open up the grade book. And Nina, we need your F.
A black man filed a civil rights lawsuit against a Detroit hotel in which he alleges the hotel offered him a job only after he changed his name to a traditionally sounding Caucasian name. According to a study by the National Bureau of Economic Research, this is not an isolated experience. Name bias, as it's called, is a prevalent issue in the hiring process. What happened to Dwight Jackson, also known as John Jabrowski, is a reminder to all of us that racial bias comes in all shapes, sizes, colors, and names too.
Ty, your F.
My F goes to Eileen Cannon, the judge in the Southern District of Florida who threw out Trump's case this week because she said the appointment of the special counsel is unconstitutional. And it's a larger point, which is that judges throughout the country continue to overturn precedent at an unprecedented rate. And I think that we're not using, the judges are not using precedent as the foundation and leaving it to higher courts to choose what's unconstitutional. And I think what she did will be overturned on appeal, but boy, is it in Trump's favor now.
And that was quite a surprise. Anirban, what's your F?
My F goes to the Hindu right-wing forces in India for prosecuting the acclaimed Booker-winning novelist and activist Arundhati Roy for factual comment that she made about Indian government's violence towards people of Kashmir. Not only does this demonstrate the appalling state of unfree speech in India, but also blatantly shows how the ruling party, after severe losses in the last election, is going to now go after journalists and writers.
That doesn't sound very good. But Luke, tell us.
My F goes to the severe weather we've been experiencing here and the record number of tornadoes this month in New York State, including one that touched down up the road for me in Rome, New York, creating a state of emergency in Oneida County.
I think what's really good about that is the response that has been, and a lot more work to do in Rome. All right, let's find somebody that did something well, Nina.
Every year in my elementary school, in the shadows of the Chicago housing projects, we took field trips to experience a Chicago Symphony Orchestra performance at Orchestra Hall downtown. It helped us to appreciate, not necessarily love, classical music and other genres of music, but Rome's Opera House has topped that. 130 children took part in a sleepover at an opera house as part of an effort to help make theater and the art form more accessible.
Ty?
My A goes to NATO, which just celebrated its 75th year. Originally conceived after World War II to keep the Russians out, the Americans in, and the Germans down, it has succeeded beyond the wildest dreams of its creators, and I hope that the new Republican Party will understand that NATO has kept the peace in Europe and that we'll be able to see in 2049 a 100th anniversary.
Go ahead, Anirban.
My A goes to the Spanish, Irish, and Norwegian governments for officially recognizing a Palestinian state, saying that there would be no peace in the Middle East without it. The leaders of the three countries said they hoped their recognition would press Israel, the Palestinians, and the international community towards permanent peace.
Luke.
My A goes to all those who participated in the Utica Boilermaker last weekend, including our producer, Doug. Bravo.
Oh, nice.
This is a great annual event for the city that unites families and people throughout the different communities in an exercise and celebratory event. Fortunately, the weather was fairly good. It didn't rain, though. It was a little bit hot, Doug said. But kudos, Doug. Great work.
We'll all cheer on Doug. We talked a lot of politics today, and just this day in history, I wanted to remind everybody, in 1848, on this very day, a bunch of women and a few men got together down the road in Seneca Falls for the Seneca Falls Convention, and that was the launching of the women's suffrage movement.